Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome to today's Whips, Bits and Chat. This is number 160. Woohoo! Come on, let's go and see what I got for you today. Now it's time for the video roundup. Now this one may be a little bit discombobulated. Oh, I love that word. In other words, they may not be in order, okay? Today's Tuesday, and we've got something going on with the family over the weekend, so I'm not going to be at my computer, which means I'm not making this video on a Friday. I'm doing bits throughout the week, and I'm going to squish it together late on Thursday and have it uploaded before I go. So fingers crossed everything works out, and I'll explain where I'm off to and stuff a little bit later. But because of that, there is one video that I'm hoping to bring out to you this week, but may not. If I don't, then you won't hear anything more about it. You'll be stuck with just the two videos that I'm about to tell you about. But otherwise, if you do hear about it, bonus. Right, so the first video I got out to you this week was a book review, and it's How to Crochet by Molly Makes. Really quite a nice simple book with some lovely patterns in there, so that if you are a beginner, it's quite a nice book to have a nose through. Please remember, with my books now, I get them from my local library, so I only have them in hand for 2 weeks, and quite a lot of the time I bulk lend. Yeah, that's the right word. Bulk lend. I can lend 10 at a time, which means that I can record 10 videos at a time and then take them back. So I may not have the books that you are seeing still with me for if you ask me any additional questions, but of course I can always say to you, I haven't got it now, I can always re-lend it. Or you can run to your library if you're in the UK and borrow it yourself. But yeah, so as I said, the book review, which was How to Crochet by Molly Makes, absolutely lovely. Okay, the next one up is Tried and Tested Other Creators' Patterns. Now this is video number 2 of the set. It's quite a new set. I'm hoping you guys like it, and as the set goes on, it will end up being just one item and any changes that I've made to the original pattern. But at the moment we are still going through the box of finished items under the table. There's a lot, so because there's a lot, I'm putting 3 or 4 items per video in. This one was pretty much shawls this time round, so if you're looking for a shawl pattern that looks very intricate to the untrained eye but really simple to you and I, pop over and have a look at that video for a couple of ideas there, because they are stunning patterns, and I made those within the first sort of 6 months of crocheting. And of course I started with Amigurumi, not clothes, so for me they were challenging because I was having to remember different stitches and different stitch patterns. But once I got them into my head by watching the videos and working along with each of the video creators, I came out with some absolutely gorgeous shawls. Yeah, shawls. Okay, now's the special video. Nope, I'm gonna have to make you wait until at least next week, because it turned out the video that I recorded early for the item that I wanted to speak about is actually going to be a video number 3 of the tried and tested. But I tell you what, it's definitely going to be worth the wait. And I can't tell you any more than that. Okay, so here in the UK at the moment, it's hot, hot, hot. We're not used to it. It's sitting at 24 degrees. It's not really hot, but it's quite humid. It's quite stuffy today, so today's really hot. This is Monday. Right, okay, so on Sunday, it was still pretty reasonable weather, a little bit overcast, but me and my husband decided we were going to clean the decking. We're lucky. I started off by scrubbing the worst bits, and then he came out with the jet washer. So we took it in turns. My husband started. This is what he left me. Give you a little warning if you're easily offended by the mention of female parts. Don't look at the picture, just close your eyes and count to 7. For anybody that's up for a giggle though, you're safe. Right, you ready? Count to 7 if you need to from now. He's a big kid. Need I say any more, really? Yeah. Cheeky or what? So of course I've taken over, I've done a bit, and then when I was starting to feel a bit iffy, he took over, he did a bit, and then when his hand started feeling a bit iffy, I finished it off. So in all, we spent probably about 3.5 hours of jet washing, and just the jet washing, forget the pre-sweep and the pre-treat and all that. But we finally got the decking done, and oh my gosh, it looks stunning. It looks like it first did. So now my husband's actually outside. I'm putting down a protective coat. I can't think what it is, like an oil-based coat or something like that anyway, but a protective coat to stop it going mouldy, and hopefully means then that it will last a bit longer. It's already been down for 3 years, so that was 3 years worth of grime on that photo. But yeah, so Monday, which is today, oh, my back is swinging. Oh, it's not happy. Even the heat's not playing, so I might end up with some meds in my body later on today. I'm gonna crash. It's gonna be cool. Don't panic is a normal thing for me, so if I overdo things, that's what happens, because I've got slip discs. So don't worry about prayers or anything like that. It's just me. I'm just falling apart at 40 something. Okay, so now it's time for crochet related items. Yes, I'm only on Tuesday, I know, but because I was sitting on my behind yesterday recuperating from the day before, I was having a chat with my brother. Now his girlfriend likes sheep, and yes, I pulled that face. So he asked me whether I would be up for crocheting him an Amigurumi sheep. This is the first time a member of my family has actually asked me to make something. So I was like, yay, I jumped at it. But of course he doesn't know anything about Amigurumi. He just went, can you make me a sheep? So I sent him over a few photographs, just stuff that I'd seen on the internet, and said, look, there's a lot of choice here between different sheep patterns. Do you want something nursery style, so a bit like Evie up here? Or do you want something a bit more grown up? He said, I don't care. Just, if you can you make it? So all of a sudden into my head popped the fact that I've got a book sitting here that I just recorded for a book review, and in there is a pattern of a sheep. So I'm going to show you the book with a sneaky peek of guess what's coming up in a future a book review. I'm going to have to move them all around and bring this one forwards so that you get to see it next week. Yeah, this coming week. Okay, so it is Amigurumi Treasures. Now this is book number 1. I've already got a video on the channel for book number 2 because I was lucky enough to win that on an Instagram competition. So I'd made some items from that, and of course I wanted to get my hands on this one to see how cute these patterns were. And I remembered that there was actually a sheep pattern in here. So I was like, I sent him a photograph. I said, what do you think of this one? He said, oh, it's wicked, do it. So I told him how much it was going to cost me for just the materials alone. Yeah, I should have inflated. Just the materials alone. And he didn't cotton on to that. He just cottoned on to that price tag. Oh well. And he said, go for it, run with it. Well, I was already running with it because I was like, well, I actually want to make it anyway. So I'm making it. If he decides he wants it, brilliant. If he decides he doesn't, I don't care. It's going on the bookshelf with the other ones that I've created from Amigurumi too. So here's the picture, and this is Burberry the sheep. Okay, so that is what the picture is about. So I'm crocheting away, and I get the head done. Well, no, actually, yeah, I started off with the head. I got the head done. Then I moved on to the arms and the legs, because there's a little bit of a difference with this pattern. When you're working it, every other round on the top of the head, every other round is a back loop only round. And it's the same with the body. Every other round is a back loop only round. And I was like, trust the pattern, just do the pattern. And yet again, as per normal, I didn't read through this pattern before I showed my brother it. If I had, I would have easily changed my mind. That's right, start laughing. Really, start laughing. Well, I managed to get all the components done yesterday. And so that was all of the arms, all the legs, the head and the body. The basic section of it's done, including where the eyes went. And hopefully I've put them on in the right spot. I shouldn't see there being a problem, because the pattern itself is the same shape all the way around, so I'll just spin it round if it's in the wrong spot. It's not a big deal. Right, so as I said, I've done all the components, and I haven't got them all here. But another issue I had was I ran out of stuffing. So pouting, whinging, moaning, all came out to play. And of course Mr. Crazy went, oh, for God's sake, woman, just get in the car, I'll take you up to Hobbycraft and we'll buy you some more bags of stuffing. So I'm like, yay, because there was absolutely no way I was going to be able to do the drive myself. So off we go up to Hobbycraft, pick up 2 bags of stuffing, and I also actually picked up some material so that I could finish one of the bags that I'm in the process of supposedly finishing. So picked up the material there, and while I was talking to the lady, she was helping me out, because I said, look, I just want some cheap cotton based materials because it's going for a lining of a bag. She went, not a problem. So she's showing me that, he's looking at other ones and he's going, no, you don't want that, you want this one. And he's pulling out Batman and all these other ones, trying to really annoy me. And I'm just laughing. I said, darling, if you want a Batman bag, I will make you a Batman bag. Thankfully he said no, so there is no Batman bag coming out at any time soon, thankfully. But I've got the stuff in, I've come home, I've closed up the limbs and carried on going with the body, because the body was the last bit I was working on where I'd run out completely. The other ones you can stuff as you go, so it wasn't an issue. So I get that one finished up, and then I move on to the next section of the pattern. Oh, sorry. Right, so we've got some arms, we've got some legs, and we've got a head, but it's not finished yet. I've still got to put the wool on. And I've also got 2 ears, but one just fell on the floor, so I'll have to grab that in a second. Right, so here's the head with the eyes. They are the right size eyes for the pattern, but the problem I have is I only have eyes at the moment that have got an outer colour to them. If I bring that up close, you can see. So he has got a clear white outer. It was either that or red. I don't know his girlfriend well enough to know if she would have appreciated devil eyes or not. So I've just gone for the basic black with a bit of white. Okay, so this morning I start working on adding the fluff or the what would be the wool of the sheep. I read the pattern. Now I realise why I should always read a pattern all the way through before showing anybody, because this is the most annoying bit of the entire pattern, and it's also probably going to take me twice as long to do this as it is to have made the rest of the sheep. Why? I hear you asking me, why is that, Poppy? Because it's chaining. And what I'm going to have to do is I am chaining a certain number of chains. I'm not going to tell you how many. Certain amount of chains, and they fit into the front loop. Oh, there we go. So they fit into the front loop. So you connect it to the chain. Connect it to the loop, the front post. Brain's gone to sleep. Right, try again. You connect it to the leftover stitch. Okay, then you chain up, and then you connect to the next, and then you chain up and you connect to the next. Not difficult, no, just extremely annoying. I haven't finished doing the math yet, but there's something like 14 rows on here where I've got to go round and do the chaining on every single one of those stitches. And then when this bit is finished, I've got to do it on the white bit of this head as well. At least by the time I get to this point, I will have the stitch mastered and hopefully be at a reasonable speed. And of course, I'll be looking at this one going, well, it only took 15 hours, Ange. This will only take 7. That's how I feel at the moment. I've been on it for about an hour and a half and I'm only on round 2. I've just completed round 2, about to start round 3. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to come in here and I'm going to chat to you guys and give my hand a rest, because it is time-consumingly annoying. And if I'd read through the pattern, I'd have probably picked up some fluffy yarn and cheated. But of course I can't, because I've already started it now, and I am not undoing 2 rows of chaining, which sounds really strange, but there is a lot of chains already there. It looks like a flower. And I also know that once it's done, it is going to look so cool, and I won't want to ship it out to him. I'm that evil. No, I will ship it out. I promise. You're going to have to hold me to it, mind. Right, so here's the explanation as to why this video is having to be made in sections and early. This weekend we are taking my daughter for her birthday experience. Now, for any of you that don't know, my daughter's 18 years old now. She absolutely adores animals. She knows far too much. She's watched absolutely every animal program out there, I think. And over the years, she's one of these kids that doesn't do presents. She hates presents. She doesn't see the point in buying anything on a whim. You buy it because you need it, not because you want it. Okay, she's a bit of an eco-terrorist. She's like, you will not buy that just because you want it, woman. Use it. So over the years, we've struggled to find presents that she would want. She appreciates everything. She loves everything that's given to her. It's just I know how her brain worked. So over the years, she's had a lot of different experiences at different zoos. So we started off, she got to be a zookeeper for the day with the small animals. That included snakes and spiders. She loves them, so not an issue there. And she told the gentleman that was taking care of these animals facts about the animals that even he didn't know. So he had to actually look it up, and was really chuffed that she was giving him extra information. Now, a couple of years later, she goes back to the same zoo and she does the bigger animals. So it was the tortoises, the anteaters and things like that. And she got to spend time with the same zookeeper again. And he actually requested her when he saw her name, because he remembered her from the first time round. So as they were going round, instead of her quizzing him, which is what he would normally have, he was quizzing her. And it was, okay, so tell me the weirdest and wonderful fact about this creature. Let's see if I know it. And this sort of thing. So she had a lot of fun with it. Now, there is one experience that she has always wanted to do, but she was never of the age to do it. And to be honest, it's an experience I've always wanted to do. And that is to feed the big cats. So for her birthday this year, because it was her 18th and it is a big birthday, we wanted the biggest experience we could get her, and that of course is feeding the big cats. There's an issue, but it ain't an issue. It's the bestest thing ever. You have to buy 4 tickets. You can't buy 1, you can't buy 2, you have to buy 4 tickets. So we've now got 4 tickets sitting here. Only 3 of us are going to be going. They know that anyway, because we've informed them. But we bought these tickets, and I'm getting to feed the tigers as well. All them pretty little cats. I must admit, I am more of a cat over a dog lover. I moved into this marriage with a cat and a kid. I haven't got a cat at the moment. We've got a Liam instead, who's a dog. I love him to bits, don't get me wrong, but I prefer cats because I don't have to walk them. She says, reminding herself that she used to take Pipsqueak for a walk with Liam because Pipsqueak wouldn't leave us alone otherwise. And she was on a lead, so she didn't run off and get lost. Okay, but anyway, getting back to it, we are going to be going to, I've got to find the name of the zoo, Woburn Safari Park. Now, this is the first time we'll have been to Woburn. It's an absolutely a beautiful safari park from what I know of it. And because it's quite a distance from where we live, instead of, because we've got to get there at quite an early time in the morning to, of course, feed the animals before the park opens. So we're actually staying overnight a little bit further up the road. So we'll be travelling down on Friday for the experience on Saturday, and then coming back Sunday. I think it might be Saturday, it might be Sunday, I don't know. Hubby's driving. But because of this, that is why I'm not going to be anywhere near my computer, and I'm going to have so much fun. Now, I will try to get some video of it to show you next week, but they do say here that you have to have written permission first. So I don't quite know how I can play that one and how much of it I will be able to share. But hopefully, if I can't show you the videos of us actually doing the experience, which I probably won't be interested in, I will be honest, hands up, totally and utterly honest, YouTube, I'm sorry to say, may take a back seat. I'm going to be feeding Cash. So because of that, I may forget to press record. But don't panic, I will pop up photographs after we've done it, because of course we get to spend a whole day at the park anyway. So at least I'll be able to take some photographs then. So I will be able to show you something next week, but may not, more than likely, be a video of us actually feeding them. Just solely because it's an experience, it's a family experience, and as I said, I may not do it because I may get too excited and forget to press record. Now it's time for the best bit of the video. It's your photos. Now, as it stands at the moment, I only have the one because of course I'm recording this on Tuesday. I will add in any extras that I get throughout the week up until, of course, a Thursday evening. So the one person that's in at the moment is our cheeky Alicia. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. It's Alicia's handmade items. Now, she of course has had a go at the Rosy Posy cup coaster. Yep. Still can't get the name of it correct, but she's had a go at that. So come on, let's see what colours of roses she chose. Okay, so we're now on to Wednesday, I think. I am at such a loss. So today we are cleaning off all the patio equipment and stuff like that to then put it back on the patio. So my daughter was helping me with the jet washer. She's not used it before, apart from to clean the car, so she knows what she's doing. How can I put it like this? I'm extremely cool at the moment, although it's about 28 degrees, because she soaked me from top to bottom. Honestly, she just got it and went, whoop, that'll keep you cool, Mum. Yeah, I got her back. Oh, and by the way, she's 18, so she does know better. But she's my daughter, and water fights are always fun in the summer. Right, so now it's Thursday, and guess what? Da-da-da! Darling, is finished. Well, how did it go? The pattern itself was really lovely and easy to follow. I could have made 2 of any of the other critters in the same time frame, because this whole section of floofy wool is chaining. Every other round is chained, so it took an exorbitant amount of time, and I had to keep resting because of the angles I was holding things at. It was making my hand cramp and a play up, which is why I was also able to get so much done in the garden and other places around the house this week. It was half-hour crochet, half-hour task, half-hour crochet, half-hour task, and that's how it had been going for the whole week. But yeah, happily made. I've still got to make a rose or something for him to go with him, but that's something that can be knocked up quite quickly, I hope. Just got to find a really cheeky, really cute, really mini pattern. Wish me luck. Now it's time for the bestest bit of the video. It's your photos, and thank you to everybody that's managed to get a photo in this week on such a short time frame. I forgot to publicise it. I am an idiot. But don't panic. If you've got yours in time for Friday, don't worry. They will be in next week's Whips, Bits and Chats. So you'll still get your shout out. You'll still get your items shown. Right, come on. Let's go and have a look at who managed to get in before Thursday deadline this week. Okay, so we only got one set of photos from Alicia Handmade Items. Sorry if I've got your name wrong, darling. Thank you ever so much for sending them in. I really love the colour that you chose. I can't wait to see if you've made any more. And if you have you got a matching set all in the same colour, or have you changed it up and swapped colours around? If you've got any more photos, don't forget, send them in and I'll show them next week. And please remember, if you have also made an item from one of the tutorials on this channel, or even one of the patterns over on my Ravelry shop, please send me in a photograph so that I can show off your work in a future Whips, Bits and Chat. There is information in the description box down below, which is my email, and also a Facebook group. If you fancy joining that, you could post your image there. Please remember that when you're posting your image, to pop your channel name, your YouTube name that you go by, in with your message. That way I know who you are, just in case that email is really out there and different. And a little reminder now for all of my UK crazies, if you haven't checked out the Secret Yarn Stash already, please do. She is emptying her shop now of all the yarns that she has. So if you're looking for a really good workhorse at a really stupid price, I think it's like 85p, you can't go wrong with the Signet Pato Everyday DK, especially if it's for your charity items like your blankets and things like that. Also, there are still a couple of other different weight yarns available, but please remember, colours are limited. So make sure when you place your order, you place for the amount of yarn that you are going to need, because there's not going to be the opportunity for you to go back and purchase more from her. Yeah, grumpy poppy moment. But there is something new in the pipeline that I know about, and it's quite exciting. So keep your ears open and get ready. I will tell you as soon as I'm allowed to. And please remember to use the affiliated link down below. The points I'll be collecting, I will still be able to use. Right, that's it for me for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Not as long as normal, but also not as short as normal. Right, I will be heading off now. I will see you all really, really soon. So please remember, stay chilled, stay happy, and keep crafting. Goodbye, everybody.